Hello, my name is Justin Patterson. I'm with QTE Manufacturing Solutions. And today I wanted to show you a quick tip on how to show m- multiple stocks, all driven in the stock setup section of Mastercam. Right now, if I go use stock setup and try to select multiple stocks, I'm not allowed to. I'm only allowed to select one solid at a time. So on an instance like this, it does not work really well because I want to show all stocks for all setups. So there's a way we're going to do this, and the first thing you need to do is you need to go create your stocks. So I've got a level here that has all my stocks in them, and all you do is create one and then use the transform toolpath, or transform, rotate, and create copies of all the stock, have it on a level. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is we're going to go in here and create a stock model, because this is how we're going to encompass all the stocks into one. Then we're going to do another step after that. Right now, we're going to go do toolpaths. We're going to go to stock model here. And first thing first is you always want to name your stock model. And I'm going to call it all stock. Okay. Once I name it, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say my initial stock shape is going to be a model that I'm going to select. So hit your cursor and select all four pieces of your stock, just like that. Okay. Once that's done, you can go and hit your green check. You're done with your stock model. And what this has done for you is created you a stock model that is a representation of all your stocks. So see if I hide, now my stock is now hidden. I have a stock model sitting inside of there. So this is the way we've always learned how to do it, to where we'd go through our simulator options and change it here. The issue with this is you have to change this every time this file is opened. You've got to remember to do that. Where what I'm getting ready to show you will stay this way because we're defining it inside of the stock setup. Okay, so the next step to this is to go back to your levels, and we need to create a new level. I'm going to just call it 4100, and it's going to be STL stock. Now we're going to create what Mastercam calls a P mesh. P mesh is a Mastercam version of an STL that is stored inside this session. It doesn't create a separate file, instead it stores it inside. So with that stock model selected, I want you to go to stock model, hit the down arrow, and say convert to PMesh. So as soon as you do that, it creates what's called a PMesh. And as you can see on our level, we have one entity. Well, let me go back and hide my toolpaths, and you'll see I have what's called a PMesh. It's looked at as one entity, okay? So what's nice about this is now when I go in here to my stock setup, I can go pick a solid or a mesh and pick that one STL or P mesh, and it's looked at like a single solid. So now if I was to go in and let's just pick something simple, go in here to verify, and I did not change this through my backplot options. Instead, I did it through the stock options. You'll see I have a representation for all my stocks. So that would be good. You could even still drive just like normal, drive anything through the source operations and do the same process, creating uh, a PMesh. This is good. A good example of this would be if you're using an OptiRough of some sort that is referencing back to another stock model. I will a lot of times create a PMesh that is of that roughed out reference stock model that I will point that I'll create a stock model off of to drive that OptiRough. That way, if I dirty something previous to that, it doesn't dirty everything below it, where I'd have to go regen a stock model and the stock model, and then I'd have to regen a bit large OptiRough. So it's a way that you can kind of speed up. Now, obviously, if you make a change that affects the model enough for OptiRough, you would want to recreate a new P-mesh model to drive your stock model. But this is a quick little tip on how you can utilize the PMesh section of Mastercam to create multiple stocks.